A very good evening to all of you. Welcome to the 162nd session of Centa's webinar series for teachers. I hope all of you are keeping safe and staying healthy. The topic for today's webinar is digital storytelling and project-based learning with Canva. And our facilitator for this session is Miss Annapurni Chandrasekhar. A very warm welcome to you, ma'am. Miss Annapurni Chandrasekhar is the Education Community Manager for Canva in India. She works with schools, non-profits, and partners to transition pilots to scale and take Canva's learning initiatives to diverse teachers and students. Prior to Canva, Ms. Annapurni led the digital vertical of India's largest non-profit Pratham and bootstrapped an edtech startup incubated at IIM Bangalore. Having been in the edtech space for the last 8 years, Ms. Annapurni is excited about new technologies, products, and media to make learning more accessible, creative, and fun for the learners. She is an alumni of Young India Fellowship at Ashoka University and holds a bachelor's degree in automobile engineering. She has been a speaker at TEDx and IIEP, author of Learning Sciences, and a twirling Bharatanatyam dancer. Very warm welcome to you, ma'am. Before I hand over the session to our facilitator today, I would like to inform all the teachers that they will receive participation certificates for the session. So please do fill out the feedback form that will be shared with you towards the end of the session. A very warm welcome to you, ma'am.
Great. Let me just share my screen. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, ma'am, it is visible.
Okay, I'll start this session with a quick. Okay, that's the drum roll. I'm very, very excited to start this session, and this is our, at least this is my third session with the Senda teachers. I'm very excited. Each time we have covered a new topic, and each time we've also had different facilitators take the session, so it's very exciting, and we always get very interesting assignments after the session, and teachers from across the country join us, which is always amazing. So very, very excited for this session, and it is on digital storytelling and project-based learning, which is one of our favorite topics at Canva. So without further ado, I'll quickly get started. My name is Annapurni, and like Harsha mentioned, I'm the Education Community Manager for Canva in India. I've been in the edtech space for the last 8 years, so it's very exciting to kind of come up with a new tool and interact with teachers and educators every single time. So this is our agenda for today. We will talk about, I'll give you a quick overview of Canva. We will talk to you about storytelling and projects. There are 3 things that we have to cover today, which is a lot. So I hope everyone's really charged. We're going to cover comic strips, illustrations, and digital paintings. These are 3 very different concepts, and we would love to kind of see how you engage with it, and we have a fun activity at the end of the session. Before going further, I'll just take 2 minutes. This is our Facebook community. Harsha, if you can post the link on the chat. It is our Facebook group for teachers in India. So it's Canva for teachers in India. If all the teachers who are joining us today can quickly take a minute to join us on the Facebook group and write done in the chat box, that would be amazing. We have an assignment and an activity at the end of the session where you'll have to post the activity in the group. So it's better if you take 2 minutes to quickly join. So Harsha, if you can post the link on the chat and let me know if people are writing done.
Yes, ma'am, I have posted it on the chat.
Okay, great. So I would request all the teachers to quickly write it, because we will have an assignment at the end, which we would love for all of you to kind of put in the community itself. Wonderful. I hope everyone has joined and are writing done. I can't see the chat, but I hope like Harsha can communicate that to me. Okay, quickly moving forward. What is Canva for Education? I'll quickly play a video and then walk into the steps today that we had to cover. Great. I hope you could hear the video. I couldn't hear it because I'm connected on your phone. So I hope that you could hear the video. So what is Canva? So jumping quickly to that. I hope all of you have used Canva. If you've not used Canva, Canva was a company. It's a design tool that was started in 2012. It was started with the vision that anyone, anywhere should be able to design on any device and in any language. So even in the smallest phone, even in the biggest phone, you should be able to design. It should be a very simple thing which anyone should be able to create. And this was started in 2012, and we are in 2022. Canva for Education was started in 2020. When Canva was started, you had Canva Free, which was available to everybody free, of course. You didn't have all the premium features, but you had some features. Then you had Canva Pro, which was available at a premium price. Canva for Education has all the features of the premium tool, but available completely free for teachers and students in the K-12 segment. So as long as you are in a school and you're a teacher, even if you're an administrator, even if you are anyway supporting the school, you can still get Canva for Education, which has all the premium tools of Canva. So it's a visual communication platform. You have posters, you have infographic, you have all kinds of design tools on Canva. I know that all the teachers love designing content on their own for students. So we believe that teachers know best what the students need. But if you want to get inspiration, you can quickly go and look at Canva and at least write fraction, write photosynthesis, and start designing based on the research or the tools that other teachers across the world have created. It's simple, powerful editing tools, and it's available for different devices, Android, different phones, like I said. And it has access to millions of photographs, videos, audios, and graphics. Of course, you can say that, I get that from Google as well. I can type in and I can download. Many of those photos, you don't have copyright, you have watermarks on it. These are photos that we have permission for. So you can have a host of photographs that you can use in your design, which have been created by people across the world. We have 60,000 plus templates, which are education templates, which are completely free for teachers and educators in the K-12 space. So how do you get Canva for Education? You get Canva for Education by signing up on this link. I would request Harsha to post this link on chat. All you have to do is sign up on this link, and you have to put any of your verification IDs. So you can put your school contact letter, your appointment letter, your school ID, anything that you upload which is linked to a school. If you put that, within 48 hours, you should get a Canva for Education account accessible to you. You can also create your own classroom within the Canva space and invite your students by sending them a link or a code, so that in case you want to share some content with them, you can do that very easily. There are numerous different templates that are there on Canva. You have education presentations, videos, infographic posters, classroom posters, and things like that. You have a whole host. Today we are going to cover 3 things, but all of these are available completely accessible with the premium features on Canva for Education. So this is a quick glimpse. of all the features that are available. Presentation, comic strips, student video templates, posters, newsletters, SEL activities, group work activities, and infographics. These are some of my favorite. And we will share this, and you can find all of these on Canva for Education. So quickly jumping in to the theme that we have to cover today, which is digital storytelling and project-based learning. So why is storytelling important? All teachers know what they have to teach. You all know what you have to teach, and you know how to make the lesson plan. But how do I make it both fun for myself and for my students? And that is really where storytelling plays a key role. So today we are going to cover three aspects, three tools almost for digital storytelling. One is illustrations, the second is comics, and the third is digital art or painting. I have seen a lot of this. I have seen a lot of teachers doing this, especially during the pandemic. Teachers have created different kinds of tools to help their students to learn. So I'm very excited to kind of cover this with you. So let's jump into our first tool, which is comics. So what is important in a comic strip? Like, why don't you type on chat and tell me what are the comic books that you read as a child? I remember reading a lot of Archies. I remember reading a lot of Amar Chitra Kathas. I remember reading Tinkle was one of my favorite comics. So why don't you tell us on chat what were the comics that you really, really enjoyed reading? And while you do that, I'm going to play a quick video.
Ma'am, teachers are telling Panchatantra they enjoyed, Motu Patlu they enjoyed.
That's great. That's great. Any other? I would love to get the top 5 and do my own
Chacha
research.
Chaudhary, Tinkle,
Chacha Chaudhary, Tinkle. Which was your favorite Tinkle character?
Nandan. That's what they're telling, ma'am. Nandan, then Tinkle, Archies, Tintin, Amar Chitra Katha,
Okay, great. I remember a
Champak.
lot of Shikari, Shambhu, and Supandi as characters that I remember from my Tinkle days, which was a long time ago. But yeah, I'll quickly play this video and we can create a comic book
Ma'am,
on.
ma'am, previous video was not audible to us, ma'am.
Okay, this is audible.
Yeah. No, ma'am. It is not audible, ma'am.
This is not audible.
No, no. Please, can you check the StreamYard, this one, ma'am? Sound, this one. Go to settings and check, ma'am.
Uh, that's okay. I can quickly jump into creating a comic strip, and that's fine. I'll share this link with you all separately. Okay, so comic books is something that, of course, as soon as I said comic, you all had your own ideas of what is a comic and what were your favorite famous comics. I remember Sunday morning, there used to be a specific comic that used to come, and we used to all rush and read that. Tinkle, whenever it used to come, Supandi and Shikari Shambhu, these were my favorite characters. So comics really had a big role to play. So today we are going to try and create our own comics. And how is this project based? When you create your own, you can also use that as a tool for students to create their own comics. For classroom assignments, for different kinds of things, they can create their own assignment. So the first step in a comic is usually creating a storyboard. So why don't we quickly start with that and we quickly jump into creating a storyboard. So this is, so when I go here, this is my education account. So you can see that as soon as I switch to education account, I have whiteboard, Facebook post, presentation, infographic, comic strip, mind map, education video, all these different templates available to me. These are curated for an education audience. I quickly go to comic strip. Okay. You can also type comic strip. So you'll find a whole host of comics that are available to you. Okay. I don't want to use something that is there existing. I want to create my own from fresh start. So we'll create a blank comic, but we'll also show you how you can use a template comic as well. Okay, so I go to comic. This is my blank page. Okay, and I quickly try and create this kind of a story. So how do I do that? I go to elements and I type round. I wanted this kind of a shape to my comic. I want to, yeah, this thing. I will, uh, you can place your elements like this. So I move this here, move this here, create this, okay, and then I can just copy paste it at a certain distance, and okay. So then I copy the last one and yeah. So if this is my comic strip, of course there's some measurement difference which you can always correct. But this is broadly what I have created. Okay. I want to now add my character. Okay. So now I want to add a particular character, maybe like a blob or something. I go to elements and I type um, like cartoon, and I can find any kind of character. Okay, I want a crocodile based story. Okay. So I quickly pull up a crocodile and I place it there. So now that I have a crocodile, I can just type. Now I've decided that my character is going to be a crocodile. So I can get different kinds of crocodiles for different acts of the story. This is a cool crocodile. This is another cool crocodile. Um, I want this another one. Different positions I'm choosing, whichever ones that I like, and I'm putting variety to it. Okay. And then I can add another one. Okay, so now this has become a story of 6 crocodiles. Okay. Great. Now, what is the next thing that is important in a comic? So we go back to our toolkit. So we spoke about characters. The second thing that is important in a comic is expressions. Okay, so let's go back to our comic. Okay, and I'll retitle it as Moods of a Crocodile. Okay, and these are the different moods. Now each of these pretty much has an expression. You can see the expression, except I think this one doesn't have an expression, and I want to add an expression to that one. So I go to elements and I type faces. face, I automatically get a lot of expressions. I can choose whichever one I want to use, and I can kind of block that on the crocodile. Let's see if this will work. Yeah. So I've added like really big eyes about thinking on the crocodile. It had its own expression. I wanted to change it, so I've added kind of my own facial expression to it. Okay. Now the next thing that's important is what is the crocodile saying? What is it thinking? So what do we need in a comic book next is like thought bubbles and speech bubbles. So thought bubbles. These are different kinds of thought bubbles that are there on Canva. So all you want to have to do is drag and drop whichever one that you like. Okay. And you can, this is a thought bubble. I want one of them to be moving. So I'm going to put this as the one here. Actually on this one because it's flat. So let me put this thought bubble here which is moving. I'm going to create this one and put it on this crocodile. And I can add another one here. So depending on the direction in which my crocodile is facing, I have moved the thought bubbles accordingly. Okay, and in each of these thought bubbles, I can place text, and then it will be like they are saying something. In this one, I don't want to add a dialogue because it's very musical. I want to add some kind of music animation. Um, I can also I can place this. Send this back. Change the color white and make it a part of this. Yeah. Okay, so different kinds of thoughts, so different moods. Now, depending on what you think the mood is, you can add text to it. Okay, so I think uh, this particular crocodile is feeling really witty. So I'm going to say witty as the mood here because he's smiling and he's grinning. So I think he's feeling very witty. Um, the other kind of crocodile, what is he feeling? He's feeling very generous because it seems like he's giving something or a letter or something to somebody. So let's put generous. Generous is a big word, so we increase the size of the thing to fit it. This one, of course, is feeling musical. This one is feeling thoughtful. You can also use different kinds of characters and different kinds of imageries to actually also tell a story, a historical event, a maths lesson. You can use different kinds of tools to tell it different times. It doesn't have to be that just because it doesn't have to be a story. It can also be a lesson. Is what I'm trying to say. It doesn't have to always limit yourself to if you are conducting a lesson on EVS instead of conducting it probably through a presentation if you use like a story of different acts that they can do at their own ways to kind of save the environment or different environmental friendly act. We have Diwali coming up. If you want to do your school's anti cracker campaign or pollution awareness campaign, ask them to create a comic book or a comic strip instead of maybe a poster or a painting. It will just give them another tool to kind of work on, and which would make it very interesting for the students as well. So these are different moods, and I wanted to capture them in different ways. You can create your own comic book as well. This is a simple one that I created. Do let us know on chat what you felt about it, and if you will create a comic book of your own. Going back, I typed comic strip. We created something on a plain blank sheet. You also have a lot of different templates that are already available on Canva. So you don't need to create on a plain black sheet. You can create it a lot of you will have a lot of different illustrations that you can use, and depending on what you want to do as the mood of your campaign. So, for example, let me quickly make one. Um, let's do morning routine. So this is a template that is there. You can, this is of course one in which Canvas created it. You can change the dialogues, you can change the characters, you can move things around however you want. But you also have illustration sets that are available to you. So you want to change your character, you want to make them look different, you want to have, so you have illustration sets that are available. The house should be different, the cloud should be different, whatever you would want, you can change that. Even speech bubbles are given to you, so you can move it around and you can add your own text. So in that way, making a comic almost becomes very, very easy, and you can do it on your own. Another thing that I wanted to introduce everybody to in this comic strip segment was character builder. So when you go to more in your um, uh, Canva page here on the panel, if you go to more and you click on character builder, you should be able to build your own character. So what do you want your character to be doing? Okay, I want the character to be sitting. Okay. Then I want the character to be happy. I can put the expression, and I also want to have a different hairstyle. I can add a different hairstyle. So whatever you want, you can add it, and you can kind of move that character around and build your own characters and move them around instead of kind of using something that has already been created for you. So you can also create your own characters. So, of course, using elements that are already there, but also creating your own characters. So, this is a big concept of comics books that we have covered. So, if there are any questions, feel free to add them to the chat, and I'll be happy to kind of answer that. Quick, Harsha, are there any questions that are there on the chat?
Ma'am,
Yes.
uh,
Are there any questions on the chat?
ma'am, they want to know about how to log into the Canva in between before you. I mean, as soon as you started, no. So that
Okay,
was the
okay.
question asked, and many of them were
Okay.
not able to log into Facebook, ma'am.
Okay, you just have to send me a request. It will be pending approval. So, Harsha, if you can add the link of the Facebook group again on the
Yeah,
chat. All
sure,
you
sure.
have to do is answer which school you are from. How did you get to know about this community? You can write my name, you can write center, and then just tell us why you're joining, and then we can approve it later. So, all you have to send is a request, nothing else.
Ma'am, there is one more question by in between. Do we need to download the Canva app?
So if you're using it on your phone, yes, you have to download the Canva app. It is available on Android Play Store as well as on iPhone. Whichever phone you use, you should be able to find the Canva app. If you're using it on a laptop or a desktop, then you can simply go to canva.com and then you should be able to get it. On the login question, and if you can post the link on chat, um, Harsha. So
Yes, ma'am.
this is the Canva for Education link. If you are a teacher, all you have to do is click on this button, get verified. Once you click on this button to get verified, it will ask you for any kind of details that which school you're from, any school ID you have, anything that you have, you can put it in that, and within 48 hours you should get. So you are using a Gmail, Outlook, any account, we can use it. If you're using a school account, even better, you can put the school ID as well as your school proof, and as soon as you put that, we'll verify it within 48 hours and get back to you. So this is Canva for Education, and you can get it 100% free. If you want to use free Canva, you can also use that. You can just get it the app and use any Gmail or any ID to create a Canva account. Okay. I hope this is clear. And if you want Canva for your entire school, you can reach out to me, and I will request Harsha to post my email ID on chat. You can reach out to me and I can support the same. Okay, great. So jumping back to the presentation, any other questions, Harsha?
As of now, no questions, ma'am. Only these two were the questions.
Okay.
So they are,
So
it is
now,
helpful. They are able to do it. It seems, ma'am. Now they're able to log
okay,
into Facebook as well as the Canva.com education part.
awesome,
Yeah.
awesome, awesome. Now we are going to create something which I called a digital watercolors painting. Now we created a comic book, and I really, really hope that you all will create a comic book. It's You saw how easy it is. It takes hardly 2 minutes to create that. So please do create your own comic strip, your own character, and it's a lot of fun. Even like just to take a break, you can create it, and it will be a lot of fun. So please do create that. Now, moving to our next theme, which is a digital painting. So, in a digital painting, we'll try to recreate like one of your memories. You can tell me what memory you want to recreate. I will recreate mine for now, and then you can kind of create your own. So, we'll try to build a painting on Canva. So, all we have to do is go to Elements, and I want to build this painting where I used to go to my village in Kerala, and I used to be reading, especially during summer vacations. I used to read in the middle of this farm, and I want to recreate that on Canva. So I'm going to try and do that. So I type watercolor grass. So I like this grass. I'm going to pick this. I don't want the background to be different from the background that I'm creating. So I'm just going to click on this picture, go to edit image, and go to background remove. Okay. As soon as I did background remover, you can see that I've been able to remove the background. Since I have more space, I'm just going to copy paste the same image and remove the background of this as well. And I can see that the this is really kind of created a very lush green feel, which I really like. Then I want to create a watercolor sky. There are a lot of different watercolor styles that you can see that Canva has. You can check out which one you want, and you can use that. You want to set image as background, and set it as background. So this is a green farm kind of an area, and I've created a sky. Now I want to create a watercolor girl. I'm not finding anything that's really catching my eye, so that's why I'm going on and on. Let's see what the let's see if we remove watercolor. Okay, I have some interesting images that have come up. Let me see which ones I want to use. Okay, because I'm recreating a memory, I'm just going to use this one. And I'm going to use this. Okay. Um, I should be able to. This is already an animated image, but if you want to animate it further, you can animate it further, and I'll show you how to do that. The next thing I want to add is cloud, and you have all these beautiful different clouds that will come up, okay, and you can just choose which one to add, and then place that. It can be illustrated and graphical like this one. It can be different kind of cloud, like a painted cloud like this one. However, whichever one you want to add, you can add that. And I felt like the clouds didn't add a lot to my picture. So the next thing I'm going to add is butterflies. I want to add butterflies. I want to add different kinds of butterflies. So I'm going and I don't want to add an animated one. I want to add a simple one. I like this. I'm going to change the color of this to something more bright. And I'm going to add that. I think trees. And I get a lot of tree options, and I can keep it whichever one. I think this one will be nice. Place this here. I don't want these butterflies to not be moving. I want them to move. So I can quickly go on this, and you see these three circles here, which is the animate button. You go to animate, and you can decide what your animation should be. I want them drifting. I want them breathing. I want them popping up. I want them panning. I want them to rise. I want them to drift. I think drifting was nice. Let's try drifting. And then I can just add that as my animation. You can see that I've tried to create a memory from my uh, childhood here, and you can also create the same. This is a very simple thing. I haven't used a lot of elements, lot of different features, but I've kind of tried to create something of my own. Now, in a digital painting as well as in an illustration, you have the same few tools that you have to use. So you have to have a background, an ambience, a foreground, a subject, and a supporting. So let's try and create an illustration with these four, these 5 points. So this is my screen. Okay, this is the background that I have kind of picked. So let me get a tick and put it on the background. Background, the first step is done. So first step, background I've chosen. This is the background and this is how it's going to be. Now, what is the ambience? Now, this ambience is already there, but maybe I want to add more to it. Maybe having a sun will be nice. Because it's bright, it's nice, but I could use a sun. So let me try and get a sun which is not too graphic, but also not too like a photograph. So I place the sun here because the light is falling here. I've placed the sun here. You can place it accordingly. I want to add some birds because I feel like that would be really nice. So I want to add some birds. So um, these birds look very nice to me. So let me just over the trees. I like how they look. I want to add a plain. My sky seems kind of empty, so I want to add another thing which is plain. I like this one, but it should have the same color as my birds because it's at a distance. So it's the plain, small. Okay. Now I want to give this. So this is my ambience. I also want to so give it a little bit more feel. I think we are all missing going to a picnic. So I want to give it a picnic feel. So I quickly type picnic basket, and I get a lot of graphic things. I feel like I'm going to use this one. So this is a nice picnic basket. I can place this somewhere here. And I want to have, or I could actually remove this and place this one. Yeah, this one looks better. I want to remove the background of this image. So I go to background remover. So what I'm constructing right now with this basket and a few other elements is a foreground. So you have a background, which is a green picture that I had already selected before coming on this webinar. What I'm adding is of elements and elements to create a foreground. So you don't want the picture to be too big. You also don't want it to be so. Let's put that here. Or I don't mind flipping this and placing it in this corner. Great. Now I want to create let's have a dog, an attentive looking dog would be great. Let's try. Sorry, if you have another favorite, you can pick that as well. I'm picking this dog. Okay, so I'm mixing a lot of photographs with a lot of graphic elements to kind of give it a feel. The other thing I now picnic can't be just empty, it's a picnic spot, so there should be a lot of groups around. So you can see that there are a lot of pictures of groups having picnic. You can pick any of them. You can remove the background. and then quickly place it in whichever corner of your illustration you want them to be. So I don't want them to be too visible because they're still my supporting characters. They're not my main. My main is the dog, so I want the dog to be, more in the forefront. I want them to be at the back or in some corner. You can place it however you want, and you can kind of design your image. So this is a very simple way. So that's how we designed the foreground, added a subject, okay, and added the supporting elements, and uh, completed this illustration. You can add a lot of other things. I've kept it very simple, trying to concentrate on what is your subject, what is your supporting, and kind of give you that feel. You can add a lot more things to it and make it very bright and very beautiful. So with that, we come to the end, and this is the fun activity. Um, we would love for all the teachers to create something of their own, something that they would like to create. It doesn't have to be I have said teaching or learning, but we are learning all the time. So it can even be a childhood memory that you have. We would love for you to recreate a memory and post that picture. So all you have to do is recreate it in the form of a comic book, an illustration, or a digital painting, whichever one. We've tried to create all three today. So all you have to do is recreate a memory. It can be of teaching, it can be of learning, it can be of a childhood, whichever one you want, that is fine. Write 2 lines about why you chose this particular memory. Download that memory as like a JPEG or a PDF. I can show you how to download if you don't know how to do that on Canva, and post that as a JPEG on our Facebook group before the 15th of September, 7 p.m. I've made 3 things in less than half an hour, and I'm pretty sure all of you can make it in no time. But we still wanted to give 2 days, so you have 2 days. So please do create something. 3 days actually. So please do create something by the 15th of September, 7 p.m. and share that with us. And we would love to see the different kinds of memories that are there. To do that, you need to join the Facebook group. So this is the QR code for the Facebook group. In case you missed the link, you can simply use the QR code and join the Facebook group. We keep posting new things we learn on Canva or in teaching learning, and we keep putting that. So yeah, and my email ID is something I can put. And Harsha, if you have any questions, we can take those. But I know I'm up by 45 minutes.
Yes, ma'am.
So this, everyone understood the assignment. Are you going to do the assignment? If you're going to do the assignment, please post it and tell us if you're going to do an illustration, a painting, or a comic strip.
Ma'am, there is a question by one of the teacher. What if someone is independent educator, not a
Okay.
teacher or not this one? So how can they log in or how can they participate in this thing?
So Canva is open to everybody. So you can use the free account. For Canva for education, you need a school ID. So if you're an independent educator, you can of course use Canva completely. But Canva for education, we need an ID of the school to be able to allow. But
Thank
you
you for
can
the
join the
reply.
Facebook group. That should be easy. Yeah,
Thank
sorry.
you for the reply, ma'am. There is one more question by another teacher. Are there specific groups for educators from different countries?
Yeah, so we have Canva for Education India, we have Canva for Education Philippines, Indonesia. We have quite a few countries there. So you can type the name of your country and you should be able to find it. We are right now, I think we have about 9 communities like this. I support the India group of teachers.
Thank you for the reply, ma'am. There is another question by Ganga, ma'am. She's asking, can we draw our own characters and use with these backgrounds in between?
Yes, of course, and that's a great question, Ganga ma'am. Actually, I should have covered that. So, suppose you draw something. I'm not. First of all, you have a draw tool on Canva. So, if you want to use the draw tool, you can use the draw tool to draw. and this is the draw tool, and you can use that to draw whatever you want to draw. So you can, I'm not very good at it, but you can draw it. But if you want, you can also upload files. So you can upload whichever file. So you create a drawing and you take a picture of that drawing, and if you want to upload it, you can upload that onto it. So I'm right now not using a drawing, but I'm just uploading a file. So you can see that these are all files that I have uploaded. Now anything I pick up, I can use it. So I can simply go to edit image, remove the background, use a particular element that I like, and kind of crop it and take it from there. So you can use it however. You can also add yourselves to your this thing. So this is an image of myself. I want to edit this image, use background remover. In this way, I've used my own image. I can cut this from here and post it in an illustration. I remove the background again, and I can place myself in the image itself. So yes, you can draw and create your own characters. That's actually very creative, and I mean, I would be a huge fan. Please do share if you create something of your own, and we would love to see it. So, how many of you are going to recreate a memory and share it with us? Please do write on chat and let us know if you're going to do that. And which format you're going to use: comic strip, illustration, or digital paint.
Ma'am, Komal ma'am is asking, can I access all the tools without being associated with any school?
You can access it on the pro account, but for Canva for education, you need to have a school ID.
Thank you for that reply, ma'am.
You can add music and dialogue. Usha ma'am has asked if you can add music and dialogues. Yes, you can add music and dialogues. Let me just share my screen. So I'm going to send up presentation. This is the one. Let's see. Here I want to add my own music. You can go to elements. You can go to audio, and you have a lot of different audios here, and you can see nature, because this is a very nature kind of this thing, and I can pick any music that I like, and I can place that, and you should be able to play that music. So you can also upload your own recording if you want to record yourself speaking and upload that in your memory, or a particular one of the teachers 2-3 days ago had a poem that her father had recited. So in her father's voice, she uploaded it in the illustration that she created, which was very beautiful. So any particular sound, any someone had created a cooking illustration of her favorite food, and the whole whistle of a pressure cooker, and the this thing, they put some noises and some sounds like that. They uploaded it and they put it. So you should be able to find a lot of music on Canva, but you can also upload your own music.
Thank you for the reply, ma'am. There is another teacher who is telling, I will try digital painting for the
Oh,
query
great!
what you
I'm,
asked. Yeah.
yeah, I'm very excited. Yes, fonts are available in Hindi also. So you should be able to write in Hindi and use that text in your comic book, in your illustration, however.
Joyce sir is asking, should we worry about copyright?
No, you don't need to worry about copyright because Canva works with a lot of creators. So all the photos, all the elements that are there on Canva, we have permission on it. So it is a repository that we've been building over many years with creators. So you can check out Canva creators as well and see for yourself. But we work with them directly, so yeah.
Ma'am, Sukanya ma'am is asking, can we create animations also like how we do in PowerPoint?
Yeah, we can. You can create. You can animate every part of your presentation. The another thing, actually, you can also upload your PowerPoint onto Canva and animate on Canva or edit on Canva. So if you have an existing PowerPoint and you feel like, oh, I have to make this all over again and I don't have the time to do that, we understand that completely. So you can simply go to yeah, you can simply go to create a design, import a file. You have this option, and you can import your PPT, and it will become editable on Canva. So you can do that, and you can animate like you do on anything. One of the teachers sent me a really nice animation today. Let me see if I can find that. If there are any other questions, you can jump in. I'm just trying to find animation. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Mm.
So this is an animation that one of the teachers created of actually creating a diving journey on Canva, which I thought was very, very interesting. So let me see. One second. Let me-
Ma'am, Bhani Devarakonda is asking, in what way Canva is useful to teach mathematics?
Yeah. So, for example, of course, there are different ways that different teachers have been using it for mathematics. But if you can see my screen, you can type any topic that you want to teach. I'm typing fractions. And you can find a lot of different worksheets that are already made. Of course, you would want to make your own questions for your classroom and things like that. This is just a place to start with ideas. So you have these different ideas and you can customize it. You want to choose a worksheet, you can choose a worksheet. You want to choose a presentation, you can choose a presentation. You want to choose a poster, you can choose a poster. I have written fractions. You can type anything else, decimals. Um, you should find different worksheets and content. You can start with this, find engaging content, and then kind of build on that with your students.
Many of the teachers, they are telling they'll be using different fonts, all the three formats, whatever you have taught us in the session, ma'am.
Thank you. I actually made a note of three fonts that can be used on comic books. Banger's Architect's Daughter. These are fonts that you can definitely use, and of course, Comic Sans you can use and make it very comical. So you can try different fonts and try different ways to kind of use it. That will be fun, and I really, really hope that a lot of teachers will at least try creating their own illustration and try recreating a memory, because that's what we're trying to do here. And once teachers are able to do it, they will of course encourage and inspire students to create the same. So thank you so much. You're on mute, Harsha. Harsha, you're on mute.
Thank you, ma'am, for a very engaging and informative session for our community of teachers. I'm sure that our teachers have got a lot and lot of takeaways from this session. Thank you so much, all the participants, for engaging with us today. To register for more such upcoming webinars, please visit my center. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you to all the participants.